This is ABC7 News at 11, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Haley Wilkes. Thank you for joining us. Topping our news this evening, one parish golf course will soon be transformed into a housing development. The Palmetto Pines Golf Course will eventually have a large amount of homes on the property. ABC7's Rick Adams has the details.
Well, the fairways and the greens here at the Palmetto Pines Golf Course will soon make way for hundreds of upscale homes. Now, the folks we talked with around here do have some mixed feelings about this. It's 36 holes of golf that the players love. Golfers are going to miss playing the course when more than 600 upscale homes are built at the site of the Palmetto Pines Golf Course and Parish. Part-time Parish resident Jim Nielsen is one of the golfers who plays here several times a week. He tells us he's not happy about what's going to happen to the course, but he understands.
I guess you can't blame him. I guess he makes money back by, building homes. So it's good for him and not so good for the golfers.
Developer Pat Neal bought the 210-acre property for more than $15 million. It's located near a few other housing developments, including one that Neal built right down the road from the golf course. Crystal Stein, her family, and all of her animals live directly across the street from where this development will be built. She says she's not completely against the development, but she does have concerns.
I'm more concerned about them ruining the things that made people want to move here in the first place. The quiet neighborhood atmosphere.
Stein also has worries about all the animals that will be affected.
We have species that are here that are either threatened or endangered. It's really sad when you see them on the road because the traffic's getting worse.
This new community, which currently has no name, is scheduled to open sometime in late 2018. In the meantime, golfers are going to play Palmetto Pines as long as they can.
Oh, I understand it, but, money's money.
Work on the development here is expected to get underway later this year. The developer, Pat Neal, wasn't available to comment on the story. Reporting from Parish, I'm Rick Adams, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Rick. Now to the latest on a highway disaster in Atlanta, where a massive fire broke out Thursday evening, causing a huge piece of roadway to collapse during rush hour. Officials say 3 people have been arrested in connection with that fire. They have been identified as Basil Ellaby, Sophia Bruner, and Barry Thomas. Authorities have not released how the fire was started, saying those details would be released as soon as the investigation progresses. The collapse occurred over an elevated span of I-85 in Atlanta. Commuters can expect months of traffic headaches, which there already are plenty of those in Atlanta during these lengthy repairs.
3 sections northbound will have to be totally replaced. That includes the one that has collapsed. And we now know that 3 sections southbound will have to be replaced.
Federal transportation officials have awarded $10 million in emergency funds to help repair that interstate. And now for a check on our weekend weather, let's head over to Bob.
That's right, Haley. The weekend is here, and we had our rain this morning. Things looking good right now. 72 degrees, pretty warm out there. We have clear skies and the dew point high, too. That means our lows tonight will stay pretty warm, in fact, well above seasonal averages. Winds are still out of the west at 13. Those winds are expected to calm down a bit before sunrise, and that will allow for some fog to form. The pressure is rising as high pressure is building in from the north very slowly now. You can see the cloudiness continues across South Florida, even a few showers well south, but those showers have been weakening as they've been making their way to the south and to the east. A few showers near Marco Island, but no rainfall for us. We're going to stay dry, too, overnight. Skies are looking to be generally fair. As I mentioned, the only downside may be some fog tomorrow morning. That'll be rather thick in the inland areas. Temperatures currently pretty warm at this hour. 78 degrees in Miami, 79 in Key West, and temperatures near the coast in the low 70s from Palmetto at 73, 72 Siesta Key, Manasota Beach 72, and 70 in Arcadia. We'll look for generally fair conditions through the day tomorrow as a result of some dry air in place right now, and that frontal boundary staying just to our south. More on the forecast for the weekend coming up in a few minutes. Haley.
Thank you, Bob. A new terror concern troubling airport officials. Last week, authorities announced that stricter rules would go into effect concerning carrying electronics such as laptops and tablets into the passenger cabins of airplanes. Now, this new development that ISIS may have gotten access to airport screening equipment. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez has the latest on that potential threat.
Heightened concerns about ISIS developing bombs that can be hidden in electronic devices then brought through airport security, now reaching a new level. Sources tell ABC News that there's now intelligence suggesting the terror group may have gotten access to airport screening equipment to test these kinds of bombs. U.S. authorities have been urgently vetting the intelligence and conducting their own tests ever since. Intelligence officials say the new bombs were found to be viable. Then U.S. officials sent teams to airports to see if they could be smuggled through security, and the threat was determined to be real. That prompted an emergency order from Homeland Security requiring that all passengers flying directly to the U.S. from 10 airports in the Middle East and Africa put all laptops, tablets, cameras, and other electronics other than cell phones in their checked luggage. Officials now sounding an alarm that ISIS could be developing the same capacity for bomb building as Al-Qaeda, which in the past has planted bombs in shoes, underwear, and electronics as well. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Los Angeles.
A Bradenton mother found guilty of manslaughter in the death of her 4-year-old son has been sentenced to 20 years in prison. Last month, the jury found Diana Marr guilty of aggravated manslaughter by culpable negligence after her son Alexander was beaten to death on his 4th birthday. He was found dead inside the home where Marr lived with her boyfriend, Trevor Cardarell. Autopsy results showed the child suffered traumatic injuries to the head and torso. His skull was fractured and he had a lacerated liver. Today, Marr pleaded for sympathy.
I only wish I knew then what I know now. I would still have my family in my life, and that monster would be going to prison instead of the loving mother who did everything else she could, knowing what she knew at the time to protect her kids.
Cardarell was found guilty of culpable negligence in January. An innovative program aimed at breaking the cycle of drugs and jail and seems to be working in Manatee County. The county's jail drug recovery pod program celebrates 1 year, and since last February, more than 500 inmates have participated. The pods are a separate section of the jail where offenders can start counseling. The pods have grown to 30 beds for men and women, and now there's a waiting list.
In the normal sense, in jail, those are your enemies. You know, you're usually against the guards and the deputies, but in there, it's really nice that you know they're on your side, you know that you feel supported, and you know that somebody cares in there.
When they come back, the difference that we find is this time they're remorseful for reoffending or relapsing, and they want that help.
It's hoped that the program will receive enough funding in the future to follow up with inmates after they have been released. A decision today on Longboat Key's plans to change the rules about how tall buildings can be along the beachfront. The town currently has a building height standard of 65 feet and plan to raise it 15 feet to 80 feet over elevation. Last month, the Planning and Zoning Board approved the ordinance that would have allowed the additional height. But today, the Town Commission said no to the change. They say they want to preserve the ambiance on the island, but some homeowners say there should be a compromise.
You have to keep growing. You can't stand still. And so I would like to see it from that standpoint, because this is one of the prettiest areas of the entire country.
The commission will revisit the issue May 1st. The Sarasota Film Festival kicking off at the Sarasota Opera House tonight with a bang. Big names in the film industry stepping out to celebrate the showcase of their talents tonight while preparing for the week ahead. More than 200 films will make their way to the big screen at Regal Hollywood 20 on Main Street in Sarasota. The film festival's last day will be April 9th, so head out and see some of those films. There are plenty. Beginning on Monday, a contractor for the city of Venice will be installing additional high visibility crosswalk striping, pedestrian signage, and modifying a handicap ramp to improve pedestrian access at the Heritage Park multi-use trail. The trail is located off of West Venice Avenue. The project is expected to last 2 weeks. Officials say traffic delays should be minimal. Straight ahead, Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with the weekend forecast. Plus, President Trump's former national security advisor says he will testify in the Russian investigation as long as he receives immunity. And a sailboat crashing into a California pier caught on camera, the collapse sending 4 people overboard.
Across America with Mega Jackpots, it's Mega Millions.
What's up, America? I'm John Crode. It's Friday, March 31st, and tonight's Mega Millions jackpot is an estimated annuitized $174 million. To win that jackpot, you must match these 5 white balls plus that gold Mega Ball. Now, let's see if I can make you a millionaire tonight. Our first winning number tonight is 32. That's followed by 27. Up next, we have 58. That's followed by 17, and your final white ball for this Friday evening is 24. Now for the Mega Ball. Tonight's Mega Ball number is 10. Again, tonight's winning numbers are 32, 27, 58, 17, 24, and the gold Mega Ball is 10. Now, if no matches all 6 numbers, Tuesday's jackpot could be $193 million. Good luck and play on, America.
With a top prize of $10 million, the new $10 million world-class cash scratch-off from the Florida Lottery is your ticket to take on the world. The new $10 million world-class cash scratch-off from the Florida Lottery. One of our life-changing scratch-offs offering billions in cash prizes.
Fun for the whole family. The 25th Annual Venice Shark's Tooth Festival, benefiting special athletes of Sarasota County. Fossil vendors, arts and crafts, food, children's games, and live entertainment. With headliners, the Gator Creek Band on Friday night, Rockin' Rogues, Kim Betts, Glass Onion, Kettle of Fish, Paisley Craze, and the Boogeymen. Admission $4. Children 12 and under free. Parking is free. The annual Venice Shark's Tooth Festival, April 7th, 8th, and 9th at the Venice Airport Festival grounds.
There's a whole new way to bank at Achieva Credit Union with Achieva Checking Plus. Get new unique features like full ID theft protection and online shopping rewards. Plus, it's an interest-bearing account, so you have a little extra for what really matters. Achieva Checking Plus isn't just an account for your money, it's for your life, including cell phone insurance. And that's good to know. Discover the plus at achievacu.com. Achieva, banking for good. Achieva Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
Monday at 4 on Suncoast View.
I'm Stephanie Roberts on Suncoast View. Don't miss movies at the Sarasota Film Festival, plus a red carpet recap from opening night and Harry's Continental Kitchen.
Monday at 4 on Suncoast View.
ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
Attention, this is an important message for anyone who has taken Xarelto or Pradaxa. If you or a loved one took the blood thinner medication Xarelto or Pradaxa and was then hospitalized for internal bleeding, you may be entitled to significant compensation. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to serious, even fatal internal bleeding. If you suffered a stroke, heart attack, or serious internal bleeding, or if a loved one died after taking Xarelto or Pradaxa, call us now. Our network of attorneys have years of experience fighting the big pharmaceutical companies and is ready to fight for you. Potential claims are being reviewed for users of Xarelto or Pradaxa who have suffered severe bleeding or hemorrhaging, stroke, or even death. Our network of experienced attorneys is ready to fight for you. You won't pay a thing unless your case is settled. Call today for a free confidential consultation. Don't fight this alone.
Please call 800-928-6604. That is 800-928-6604.
Well, Bob, a little bit of a dreary day, but that was okay because we had so many other great days. So
and it happened before the weekend, too. It got over, and the weekend's looking really good. Warm, too. I had the showers around this morning, a nice sunset. Norm Schimmel. Norm, that's right, sending a Norm. This is a beautiful shot, isn't it? The nice orange colors there you see. Currently, we have clear skies, but this was earlier. Just a sunset was occurring. This was in Venice Beach. Kathleen Brunt, who also sends a lot of photos in. Nice photo there. And Ward Watkins getting this one near the Venice High School. You can see some of that upper level turbulence with those clouds right there. And we are looking at a nice weekend, really. We're going to see generally fair conditions. So the problem will be some fog forming, it looks like, tomorrow morning, especially inland areas. Right now, it's not a problem because the winds are just a little bit too brisk to allow fog to form, but a beautiful sunset tonight with a great afterglow. You see right there from the Van Wezel webcam looking out over Sarasota Bay. Warm weekend ahead. We could see some record highs, low 90s, not out of the question over South Florida in the interior portion of the state away from the sea breeze. We're going to see upper 80s to near 90 degrees on Sunday, even closer to the coast. That'll be near record highs. More rain for next week. Good news. We're in a severe drought in some of the counties, in the interior counties in the viewing area. And with more rain on the way, that will help things out a little bit more. So we have a couple of days of at least a good chance for some more showers moving in next week. Right now, that rain well down to our south now, and it is diminishing as high pressure is building in from the northwest. And with that high pressure building in, it should keep skies generally sunny tomorrow. We'll see a few clouds in the morning as a result of that fog lifting, and that rainfall I mentioned is slowly winding down as it continues to push to the south and to the east toward the Keys. Currently at the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport, it's 72. That's warm for this time, and 67 on the dew point. Winds are out of the west at 13. The pressure is on the rise, which is a good sign as high pressure builds in from the northwest for the weekend. Well, the high today warmed to 1 degree above average. The record high for this time of year in the upper 80s to near 90 degrees. I mentioned those records could fall, especially on Sunday as winds turn more to the east, and that will have a tendency to warm things up. Our normal low at 59, this morning's low was a little bit above that. As far as rain goes, we saw some rain. Some areas getting over a half-inch near Anna Maria Island, also down south of Venice. 28/100ths of an inch of rainfall at the Ringling Museum. The Sarasota-Bradenton Airport having some problems with the rain gauge right now, and the monthly total there just about an inch. The forecast for tomorrow, it looks good. We'll start off into the mid-60s. We'll quickly warm, upper 70s by noon and low 80s throughout the rest of the afternoon for the most part, and just a few clouds around. We'll mention fair skies tomorrow night too, and you'll see from the RPM forecast model, this is at 8 a.m. Notice it's depicting quite a bit of fog in the interior portion of our viewing area, maybe near the coast, but more so inland, and then that should be burning off around 11 o'clock. We'll see partly cloudy skies after that, and then maybe a few showers along the old frontal boundary down to our south. We are not anticipating any rainfall here, so it should stay dry on Saturday, Sunday, even into Monday, and then our chances for rain increase on Tuesday as the system starts to develop. Sunday, notice what happens. We'll start to see some inland storms developing along the sea breeze front as a result of temperatures reaching into the upper 80s to near 90 degrees there, and then that line of showers progressing toward the west. The rain chance is not all that high on Sunday. In fact, it's below 20%. But this is the storm system here that'll be gathering strength over the lower Mississippi Valley late Sunday and eventually bring us a chance for showers on Tuesday. Well, it's snowing in upstate New York right now, Vermont, New Hampshire, up into parts of Massachusetts. You can see some rain and snow mixed right there. It's been kind of a rainy, gloomy day throughout Pennsylvania and throughout New York and even into Ohio out west. This is the next storm. It's a cutoff low. It's spinning. It's bringing snowfall into Colorado right now and also into northern sections of New Mexico. Well, temperatures currently it's 39 in Chicago, 40 in Cleveland, 48 in the nation's capital, a bit warmer in Dallas at 75. Looks good for boating tomorrow. Seas will be running right around 2 feet. There'll be a light chop out there and winds out of the northeast turning to the northwest at 5 to 10 knots. And the water temperature now at 74 degrees. Tides upcoming for Sarasota Bay. The next low tide will be at 9:57 and a high tide will be at 3:35 tomorrow afternoon. Sunrise at 7:20. Fog developing. Otherwise, nice 68 for a low tomorrow. Fog burns off, partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies, 82 for your high. The extended forecast, warm on Sunday, and then still that way on Monday. Chance for showers and storms comes Tuesday, late Thursday, and into Friday. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. The investigations into Russia's interference in the U.S. elections dominate Washington. ABC's Lana Zach is there with the latest developments.
Heading into the weekend, President Trump tried to steer the conversation in Washington back to America first.
First, I'm signing an executive order to ensure that we fully collect all duties imposed on foreign importers that cheat. They're cheaters.
The president also ordered a review of America's trade deficits just 1 week before China's president comes to Washington. But the congressional investigations into Russia's meddling in the 2016 election continue to dominate the conversation. Friday afternoon, Adam Schiff, the Democratic ranking member of the House Intelligence Committee, arrived at the White House to review classified documents and meet with President Trump. Schiff described the meeting as cordial. Also dominating the Russia discussion, National Security Advisor Michael Flynn, who has asked for immunity from Congress in exchange for his testimony. The president tweeting that Mike Flynn should ask for immunity in that this is a witch hunt. So far, Congress is not granting immunity, even though Flynn says he has a story to tell. Asked directly today if the White House is concerned about what Flynn might tell Congress, Press Secretary Sean Spicer had one simple response.
Nope.
Lana Zach, ABC News, Washington.
The FBI has released a previously unseen batch of archival photos showing the devastation at the Pentagon following the 9/11 terror attacks. 27 photos were uploaded online from 9/11 Al-Qaeda terrorists crashed the American Airlines Flight 77 into the Pentagon. 189 people died, including 125 who worked at the building, which serves as the headquarters of the Department of Defense. A recall of the emergency anti-allergy medicine EpiPen has expanded to the U.S. because the company says the allergy shots may not work. The expanded recall was issued today by the distributor after 2 reports of the device failing. The recall now covers 13 lots distributed from December of 2015 through July of 2016. The EpiPen is used to treat allergic reactions that in some cases can be life-threatening. Huge waves sent a California sailboat crashing into a pier, sending those on board into the water near Redondo Beach.
What the hell do we do?
Video from the scene right here shows this, the boat slamming into the pylons. 4 people were rescued during the incident Thursday evening. Search and rescue team members arrived at the scene and pulled the 4 boaters from the water. No one was seriously injured, which is almost a miracle. Sports is next, but first, here's Jimmy Kimmel.
Here's what's happening tonight. My wife and I are sitting over here like, who do we leave in the will? To the who's going to take care of kids?
You're very nervous.
I'm not
thinking about your job.
Yeah, if Donald Trump saw you, he'd grab you. He'd just grab you. You know what I'm saying?
In the real estate business, trust is important. It's not just about money, it's a place where we live and create memories. Buying a home is such a big investment, you want to find the right one. You don't want to be sold a home, you want someone you can trust to help you find the right home. I am proud to work at an agency where these values matter. I would love to be your realtor. I am Chandra Boone, and I'm a proud realtor at SWC Properties.
Watch ABC7's Osprey Cam on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and Opera TV. And get an exclusive bird's eye view of Sarah and Soda, our own resident Osprey couple. With ABC7's state-of-the-art high-definition Osprey Cam with night vision, you'll get an up-close and personal look at all the Osprey action live 24/7. And you might just be the first to spot an egg. Search ABC7 on your streaming device. Download the free ABC7 channel app and click on Osprey Cam. Thanks to all of you who participated in ABC7's Costa Rica Vacation Giveaway Contest. Join us as we congratulate our grand prize winner, Matt Root of Bradenton. Married for 18 years in May, Matt and his wife Karen are excited to celebrate their anniversary in beautiful Costa Rica at a luxury all-inclusive oceanfront resort.
We're going to Costa Rica.
ABC7, we're here for you.
Thank you, ABC7.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Monday at 5 on ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Whether doctors should test all patients for celiac disease. Details in HealthSmart.
Monday at 5 on ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
Since 2014, Addiction Hope and Helpline has answered calls for recovery and treatment 24/7, 365 days a year. If you're depressed, drinking, using drugs, or taking pills, call now and talk to someone who cares.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Most insurance covers substance abuse. You can get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call 800-622-1941. 800-622-1941.
Now, sports.
The Final Four tips off tomorrow night in Glendale, Arizona. The lowest seeded team left in the tourney, the South Carolina Gamecocks. South Carolina will take on 1 seed Gonzaga. The other game features University of North Carolina versus Oregon. South Carolina star Sindarius Thornwell was back at practice today after missing yesterday with the flu. Thornwell leads the tourney in scoring with 26 points a game. This is the university's first ever trip to the Final Four. Head coach Frank Martin talks about all the distractions going on this week.
This is what you can't gauge. I'm not one of these. I'm not going. If I were to show up and tell our players we're taking their cell phones from them, then they're not going to be. They're going to see Frank's change this week. I've never taken their cell phones from them, so I can't take them from them this week. So I don't know how they've managed this. I know this has been an unbelievable distraction for me this week. So I can only imagine what it's like for them.
That's right. There's probably all kinds of social media going on. Now to baseball fans getting a sneak peek of the Atlanta Braves' new stadium tonight. The Braves taking on the New York Yankees in an exhibition game at SunTrust Park. Only season ticket holders were invited to the game. Along with the new stadium, an entire complex was built around it called the Battery Atlanta. It includes apartments, shopping, restaurants, office buildings, a hotel, and a theater. The 2017 Mount Everest climbing season starts tomorrow, so hey, you want to try it out? Well, you better practice first. Climbing the world's highest mountain is not an easy adventure. Last year, 6 people died during climbing season. The death toll is a chilling reminder of the enormous hazards Everest poses, even to some of the world's most experienced climbers. Mount Everest soars to more than 29,000 feet above sea level. That's a look at sports. We'll have tonight's winning lotto numbers straight ahead.
There's a whole new way to bank with Achieva Checking Plus. You get new features like cell phone protection for 3 phones, plus an interest-bearing account. And that's good to know. Discover all the benefits at AchievaCU.com. Achieva, banking for good. Achieva Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
For years, I told everyone my Craftmatic adjustable bed was the greatest until I got the new Craftmatic Legacy. It has an adjustable pillow feature that's awesome. You're gonna want one too when you see how little they cost.
If you've ever had a bad night's sleep, call and price the new Craftmatic Legacy. It has so much more than other adjustables and still costs up to 50% less. Featuring a rising adjustable pillow rest, bedside power plugs, underbed night lights, and more. Available in all mattress types with optional heat and soothing massage for as much as half the price of Tempur-Pedic, Sleep Number, and other adjustables. Enjoy temporary relief of low back pain, nighttime heartburn, mild arthritis. Adjust the rising pillow feature to help align your head, neck, and shoulders. See for yourself with our 30-day in-home trial. So call and price one today for less, up to 50% less.
You get so much more and it still costs less. You gotta see how little they cost.
Call 1-800-237-0214. That's 1-800-237-0214. Call 1-800-237-0214. Call now.
There's a whole new way to bank with Achieva Checking Plus. You get new features like full ID theft protection, and that's good to know. Discover all the benefits at AchievaCU.com. Achieva, banking for good. Achieva Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
Are you using Google Maps to get where you need to go? Well, tomorrow, while you're using the app, you may notice something a little bit strange. One of the most popular arcade video games of all time has taken over. Pac-Man may be traveling along the roads with you on your Google route there. The company says the character was added in honor of April Fool's Day. But now you're not going to be fooled, because now you're going to know why. Okay, do you need a little pick-me-up? How about a big pick-me-up? The world's strongest coffee is now available in the United States. But black insomnia is not for the faint of heart. Literally, it has 58.5 milligrams of caffeine per ounce, almost 3 times the amount in Starbucks Dark Roast, which if you drink that, you know it's pretty strong. The site Caffeine Informer says black insomnia is one of the, quote, most dangerous caffeinated products. A 12-ounce cup would have more than 700 milligrams of caffeine. The FDA recommends you limit it to 400 milligrams a day. So this is way too much. And it can be dangerous.
Triple espresso, yeah, you're going to be up for a while.
Right, and not just that. I mean, some kids who drink those, you know, the energy drinks with all the caffeine, they've had all these heart issues.
Yeah, absolutely.
So be careful with that black insomnia. Let's just go with the regular.
Yeah.
Have a great weekend.